I really want to talk about this because I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time, and I haven't just said anything. I just kind of like had it in my brain. Like, why do people? We're talking about the fascination with camera phones. Okay,
Hmm.
fascination. There's a fascination in the world, and it has gone on for years now. And I'm talking about filming accidents, fights, violence, concerts, or if you're in a hospital, you're filming yourself to get the sympathy of people. Where did this culture come from, and how did we build this? Look at me, I want to be seen. How did we build this? Because remember, you're filming for someone else. You're not filming for you're there because you're there, so you're not filming for yourself. You're filming for someone else. And let's start with concerts. Why would you go to a concert and film the freaking concert? What's the thought process? And I'm talking about everybody who goes to concert and now 2 seconds, 3 seconds, great. But if you're sitting there to film it, why? You're missing out on the moment, the present moment, being there. I don't get it.
Well, okay. Well, some facts about this is that studies show that 40% of people are more likely to record an event, such an accident or an altercation or a concert or something like
Right.
that. Psychologists suggest a rise in bystander recording is linked to social proof phenomenon where people look for validation from others, especially online. Also, the viral nature of these videos often leads to public outrage, sparking debates about whether it helps bring awareness and issues or just glamorize violence or entertainment. And also, critics argue that recording instead of acting has blurred the lines between citizen journalism and exploitation, raising concerns over, desensitilization. So, I just, I think, and it's nothing new just because of cell phones. When we came out with cameras in the 80s,
Hmm.
remember we started filming everything. People started filming their trips to Disneyland and filming their home videos. And ever since the camera has been out, people want to film their moments instead of like living in the moments. Now, cell phones obviously has made it fine. When I see people with iPads at concerts, I absolutely want to break your neck. But I think it's because people don't know what to do with themselves in the moment. They don't. What is the moment to most people too? Like they think that if they're doing something like filming something, because they know good well they're not going to go home and watch a full concert on their cell phone again.
Right.
It's the action of doing something. Like, I don't have anything to do at this moment, and since they're doing it, I should do it. And because maybe I'm missing out on what they're going to be filming, in case, you know what I mean. I don't know, because the one thing I hate is looking at my phone and watching the event through my phone. To me, that's like not. But this also makes you what kind of human being you are too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just think that it's just like, what else? Most people just don't know what to do in the moment. And when it comes to violent situations, like if you see somebody getting hurt in the street or an accident or something, and the first thing is to pull out your phone, that's weird. That is weird stuff.
The culture.
React first, help somebody first. You don't need to record the situation unless you're being harmed or something like that. But like, even all these confrontations online, when I hate this word Karen. I wish we would drop it, because to me it's kind of like a little racist. But people filming Karens, and then like the whole thing is and instigating the situation even more by putting a phone in somebody's face.
Right.
Like, calm situation down, walk away from it. If you feel like you need to record the situation to protect yourself, I get it, you know what I mean. But if there are people who need help, or you need to get out of a situation because people are going to be harmed, you need to put your phone down and you need to focus on the situation and on be more in the moment. You have a good brain and memory. You don't need to, like, I take pictures of everything, hands down, every kind of situation. I'll take a picture of something because pictures are different, but I don't need to take video of every situation. I'm never going to go back and watch video of me at the Janet Jackson concert. Like, okay, like, because the
Right.
video will be online. You know what I mean? They're gonna have the tape recording. You don't need to like film the audience. It's like, who cares? But I
Oh,
just
but what are they thinking? This is what I like. I really want to know this. Like, if you're in a concert and you're filming, and you see you see the sea of cameras up, and everybody filming, Janet or whatever, Janet Jackson, and they're filming. I'm always thinking in my mind like, you were never there. You're not there because you're looking through the lens of a camera to film her or him, whomever's a band, whatever's there. So you're never in that concert. It's similar to if you're at the table and you're having dinner, right? And you're in your phone, but you're across from your husband or your wife or your boyfriend, whatever, and you're saying you're talking to someone about a party or talking to someone about, oh, let's go here, let's go there. You're never at dinner. You're never in the now moment. You're never there. You were never there. You think you were, where you were not there. It's all about mind. It's all about your subconscious. So your mind is saying that I'd rather be here. Be there. Like I don't I just wish people will understand and get the thought that you can only be in one place at one time presently.
But I think it's also that people want to have proof to their friends and family that they were
No,
at the
no,
event.
I don't think
I
it's
think
proof.
that's like also the thing. It's like, God forbid if like they put it on their Instagram and to prove that they made it to this event, but I need to show too that hey, I'm going to a concert, I'm enjoying this, and look at my meal, look at how pretty somebody just dropped me some ribs. Oh, let's take a picture of that. Oh God, I hate when pictures of food and stuff like that. But as people just want people to feel something, they want to make everybody in their community or their friends make them look like they're doing something all the time, which I get it. You want to you want your day to be documented, and you want people online to make you feel special for doing these events. And so people just, it's also something to do. We never had these phones before where and I guarantee you we had phones in the 80s, we probably would have did the same thing if we were kids. We would have had,
No,
I would have
no, I
filmed if
disagree.
if I was a little kid with a phone, yeah, I mean a teenager, yeah, I probably
No,
would have filmed
but let me
everything.
tell you, no, I 100% disagree. Remember, we had Polaroids. Whatever. There was cameras. We had
Oh
cameras
yeah,
back
and I
then,
took
but and we had the video cameras, the big old, big
yeah,
old
but you
video
couldn't
cameras.
really like carry those in your
But it doesn't
pocket.
matter. See, my point. See, now you're trying to move the goalposts. My point is, we had the opportunity to take that camera and film everything. We wasn't as spontaneous and we wasn't as impulsive to do that because
They weren't portable.
the media today, social media, Facebook, whatever, the moment you do something, you catch someone, you catch a Karen, you catch whatever, or I'm in a hospital and I'm gonna show you, oh look, I'm in a hospital, please pray for me. The moment you do that and it goes viral, then that tells you in your mind that people care.
Well,
It
yeah,
tells
and we didn't have social
you
media,
people
so
care.
there was no reason for us to bring cameras and stuff like that into events because where we're going to upload that footage to. Nowadays, that's the whole thing. It's like you just want everybody in your little circle on your Instagram or your Facebook or whatever to know what you're doing at all times, so you can feel relevant all day.
Keyword,
It's
keyword, relevant.
mm-hmm,
That's the word.
mm-hmm,
Everybody feel relevant. They want to feel like I'm doing. Oh, she's doing this. I'm doing this. You doing that? Have you ever
yeah.
talked to a friend and you said, "Hey, you know what? I just got this new car, and my mother, da, da, da," and they go, "Yeah, I got a new car too, and my brother and my sister," and I'm just like, "What?" Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody always trying to one up each other. Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
went to Drake? Okay, well, I went to Lil Wayne. Look at my picture.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
Exactly.
what
That's
is
all it
that?
is.
How do we get away from that? Like it's
We
annoying.
don't. We don't. It's going to get worse because there's going to be more media to be shown, and everybody wants their own TV show. Everybody wants to be the TV show themselves. So everybody
TV
wants to
is
be a
different.
show.
TV is different. That's a medium. I'm talking about when I'm at a concert or I see a fight or a Karen in the street. Those are different times when you get to have this discourse that you can disarm a situation or you can
Yeah.
say, "Oh, this is a great concert. Let me sit here and enjoy it and consume it and have my memory for me." That memory is not for everybody. It's for you.
And people are also opportunists. They feel that anytime there's something happening,
Yes.
that if they record it, and especially if there's something, major,
Hmm.
that they can if it go they can possibly get something that can go viral online for them, and that's
Exactly.
that's like the whole point, you know what I mean? Like clearly, like you're like, oh God, something's happening, this could go viral, pull out your phone, you know what I mean? Like that's the whole thing, is you want to jump in on the opportunity, because if it's on your phone, you upload it, then you have like a bunch of followers and a bunch of lookers for that moment. You get your 15 minutes of fame because you saw something tragic happening and you filmed it. It's never going to stop. Or they're going to have more cameras and more, when these augmented glasses start becoming more popular and stuff like that, we're going to be recording everything at all times. People are live all day long. You know what I mean? Like it's just inevitable. It's inevitable. There's
Mm.
nothing you can do about it. We can't have a hard reset and send everybody back to the caves and, you know what I mean? We're all writing letters to each other and shit. Like that's not gonna happen. So
No,
we're just gonna have to like start dealing with the fact that kids like to be filmed, and kids and adults like to film. Adults are the worst. You know what I mean? Out of anything, like, you know, we got these millennials and stuff that love to pull out their phones and figure it out. So these old ladies and old men, like it's not gonna stop. It's never gonna slow down. It's just the age we live in now, and we're just gonna have to deal with it.
I'm just going to say, some time and be present in those moments when that stuff is happening. When you see a fight, when you see a quote Karen or whatever it's going on, take a moment and deal with that moment in the moment, as
Yeah.
opposed to
I'm
pulling
like, if
out the
people are
camera and
fighting,
going
I'm like,
crazy.
I'm leaving the room. Like, I ain't got time to be filming this shit. You
Yeah,
know what I
I'm
mean?
like,
Because as people want to bring out guns and stuff, I ain't got time to be filming that. I got to run. You know what I mean? Like, I hear about it later. I don't need to film it. Like, forget
but
that.
you know what? I film a lot of stuff, or I'll film things here and there, being a director myself. But I'll film stuff, but it's for me. I'll look and I'm, oh, look at this, look at that. You know what I mean? Like I very rarely post like just random. Look at my meal, or look at I was at this place, and I'm very random post that kind of stuff because I understand in my mind that that moment is for me and me alone, and that's what makes the moment. But when you share that moment with everybody, it's just like, okay, it's not even special anymore. It's just like, I'm doing this for you. So now you become so pretty much you're paparazzi. That's pretty much what you are
Mm-hmm.
when you have a camera, and it's like crazy. And I know I'm like, being a prude about it, but I just think people need to take a step back and be in the moment. I just think you live a more fruitful life when you do that, and not because your expectation is that once I put this out there, I'm gonna get all these likes and I'm gonna get all these comments and I'm gonna get all this stuff going on. And to me, that's just like, that's living in a fantasy world. You don't even know these people. These people don't like you. They hate you.
People just want to feel, they just want, they just want some gratification for whatever they're doing in the day. Like, when kids even film these get ready with me days, like, get
Uh,
ready with me to go to work. You're like, all right.
why would I get ready with you? You know what I do? I go delete,
Okay.
swipe, goodbye. I don't want to get ready with you. I gotta get ready myself. Why
I
would I
end up
get ready
watching
with
him.
you?
I'm just like, oh, he took a shower, he brushed his teeth. Oh, now he's doing his abs, and now he's going to the train, and now he's at work. Yay. I don't even know who this
It's
person is.
Yeah, but I think we won't know how this affects us as people until years
I
from
think
now.
we're kind of seeing it now more than
I
anything.
mean,
We're seeing
just
it
bits
now.
of it, but I think years from now, it's similar like when that one, like I think people, they get fame and get famous off of it, like when they do the viral stuff, and because they filmed it or would film something. Like I was watching this one video. I promise you, I watched this last night. This guy was looking. I should have sent you the video. The guy was looking at. He was walking into, I guess, a hotel room. I mean, a hotel, and Kevin Gates, the rapper, was in there. Right? He was coming out, and the guy was trying to go viral. So he was talking like mad stuff to Kevin Gates, and he got in his face, and Kevin Gates hit him in the head. Right? Hit him in the head. Hit him in the head. And the guy goes, I promise you, if we find a video, we got to put this in. But the guy goes, he gets into his camera. He goes, oh my God, I can't believe I got hit by Kevin Gates. But you know what? That's a dub. You know what? That's cool. So he was trying his best to egg it on
Yeah.
until someone gets shot.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't going to get it. Until you understand to be in the present moment and leave the camera behind, you're not going to get it.
No.
People just not going to get it. And you're right.
No.
I don't think it's going to continue, and continue.
What I would do, what I would not want to be is a celebrity nowadays, though. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Cameras everywhere. Huh? You can't
Cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
You just have no privacy. But I mean, that's been going on obviously clearly forever. But it's still like, it's even worse now than like keeping yourself relevant. Even and you can be a celebrity and not be in everybody's eye all the time. So
Yeah.
there are celebrities who have a pretty decent life who are big and who are just not online all the time. But man, people do some crazy things to get attention and get a rise out of people, and that gets a little bit of annoying, and it's just going to get worse, honestly.
Well, good luck with that. Good luck with your camera.
Okay.
Keep your camera out of my damn face. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our last topic, or I should say, let's move on to our next topic. Tyler Perry. He has a lot of critics. He's had critics since his inception into the entertainment world. He started with his plays, which are great plays for a segment of the population, and a lot of people like his plays. A lot of people love his plays, and he was able to work that into a movie career, as a director and writer of all the movies he's done. He's had over what 500,000 um, box office wise with his television and his movies.
Five
Maybe
hundred
even more
million.
than that.
500 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably more than that. And this is television, this is film, and it's amazing what he has done. And he's the biggest supplier of black actors and actresses, and
Yes.
people who come in and are cinematographers and camera people, and just all types of things. He's just amazing. He has the biggest studio in Atlanta, but there's always this elephant in the room where he has been alleged to not have writers to write his stuff,
Mhm.
and that's unfortunate. If it's true, I don't know if it's true, but his
That
name
he
is pretty much
doesn't have writers? That he
Huh?
writes his own
Sorry?
stuff?
Huh?
That he doesn't have writers?
Yeah, he does not have he
Oh.
writes everything. I mean, his he is the
Well, that's.
the head
I mean, for him,
honcho.
that's good because then he controls everything. So
Yeah, he controls, but yeah. So first of all, my first question with Tyler is why does the critics hate him so much? I mean, really pan his every project that comes out. Rotten Tomatoes get him. New York Times get him. USA Today, like they always have really bad reviews about his work. And why is that?
okay, well,
And have you seen it?
oh god, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
oh come on. Tyler Perry is the most successful drag queen of all time.
What?
That's how he got started. How do you think he got started? Do you remember in the 90s the Medea shows that he used to travel with? That's
Well,
how he got started.
but it's not a drag show. No, it's not.
What do you mean?
But it's
Why
a
is it
play.
not a drag show?
Okay, let's say
He's in. He dresses up like a female and he does plays.
But a play is a play, and then a drag show.
It's a drag show. Stop it. He created the most successful drag show in a black conservative community in the 90s, and he funded his films that way. That's what he did. Every Sunday, Tyler Perry's in Louisville, Kentucky for doing Medea. I'm like, does that dude really dress up as a woman the entire show? Yes, he did. And he got a lot of conservative black folks to go see his shows and support him. And he is a very smart businessman. I actually, as much as I don't like his movies, I think they're absolutely goofy, and that's why the critics are where they are with his films, because they are actual basic ass movies. Like they're not really to him, but it serves purpose to a general audience, which is black conservative people who want a little bit of humor. And it's funny that they turn, because these are people who do not like homosexuals, but they will watch Tyler Perry dress up like an old woman for all his shows, and they will flock to him. And some of them are actually kind of like Medea's Halloween and stuff. And I think some of them are cute. They're cute films. And if he was a producer director in the 80s, I think he would have been huge. He would have been huge, and we probably would have related more to him because we didn't really have that kind of like product of films back in the 80s of like just black owned stuff like this. What we did, right. I take that back. The Wayans were on it in the 80s, so they've been around for a while. But
Wayans are 90s.
No. The Wayans started in the 80s. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Okay, yeah, that's
yeah.
I'm thinking of Living Color and all that stuff.
Yeah. No, but they've been in the industry for quite a while when it comes to like a family. But Tyler Perry is I don't have somebody who employs people and who employs black people and is a very, you have to give him hands up for that. He has created a industry, and so we have to kind of like respect him for that. He's created a studio. I think he puts out generally good product for his fan base.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to go see his stuff. Do I think he's a good actor? He's starting to drop into like more dramatic stuff, and he's somewhat believable. You know what I mean? I think people are criticizing him more because people don't really know who he is. I think he's very secretive, and there's a lot of speculation about like what he is with his sexuality and all of that other stuff. And so I think people just like attack him, but I don't think he should care. He's going to be a billionaire soon.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like he's got a general audience who's always going to go see those films. And black ladies at church are going to see like, let's go see that little drag queen talk about funny things at the thing, and it's great.
Right. And I could kind of agree with you partially on that. I just think the critics, I think he at one point went to Hollywood and Hollywood said, no, you play by our rules or you don't get a development deal or you don't,
Yeah.
do what we do. So he created his own table. So whenever you are a self-made person, you create your own table. You create your own table and you start putting chairs for other people to come, different races, different ethnicities to come to your table to have a seat at the table. That's when Hollywood gets like upended and they get mad, they get upset, and they're just like, wait a minute,
Yeah, they have
wait a
no
minute,
control. They have
wait a
no
minute.
control over him. He's pretty, and his films do pretty
Exactly.
strong. Yeah, they have no control over him. But, and I think that's what he did in his whole business model is brilliant, hands down.
Yes.
You know, who should have been like that was if he wasn't a weirdo, would have been Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, to me, should have been Tyler Perry today. He should have created his own studios. He had
Mhm.
that influence. If he wasn't, all that other stuff is speculation. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the criminal anality of Bill Cosby, but
Right.
he at that point, in our youngins, like we all looked up to Bill Cosby's and the
Yes.
Cosbys, and to me, like that dude should have built studios and started doing black films and stuff like that. Then, like, what were you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You know what he was doing. Stop it.
well,
Tell me
yeah,
what he was
exactly.
doing. You know exactly what he was
You know them Quaaludes, but Tyler Perry is like, to me, like, he deserves all the success he has. I think him not being as transparent to who he is brilliant move, because we don't just be a businessman, build studios, keep the
doing.
controversy out of your studios. If the anything, he hasn't gotten in any trouble. I know sometimes people are kind of like putting him in the names of these TD Jakes things and all this other crap. I think
Yeah.
he's a good guy. Um, and I think that if he can continue to employ people and put food on people's tables and make those little crappy films and people are going to go see them, then good for you.
Okay. I'm with you on that. Now, to piggyback off your crappy statement or words, um, a lot of black people, they really trash his movies. A lot of black people, but they go see them anyway.
Well, yeah,
They go see,
because they're fun and they're
okay, but wait,
stupid.
wait. And I'm always like in my
Black women
mind,
love his shows. Black women love his stuff, though.
right? But why trash him and then go and see it? I really don't understand that
I don't
about
think
black.
black people are trashing him, though. I don't think it's black critics. I think
No,
black.
I'm not talking about critics. I'm talking about people. I hear it all. You just said it. You just said it. You just said it's crappy movies.
But I think his general audience who are going to go see them are going to be 40 and up, 48 years old, and not his demographic. I don't think those people are bad critics of it. I think the younger generation are obviously going to criticize his films because they just don't get it. It's a different time period. It's almost like he's stuck in the 90s, and you know what I mean. But like who his general audience is, who he sells his product to, like they're
Right.
pretty much supporters of him. He's got a really strong base of stuff. You know what I mean? But like when you talk about 30-year-olds and down, they're going to be like, "What is this?"
But Robbie, go on any black blog, whatever. If you go on anyone, I'm telling you, they're all saying the same thing. He had a new movie called Divorce in the Black or whatever that came out, and people they trashed them. Look, black people trashed them, white people trashed, like everybody trashed the movie, but everybody going to see it. So in my mind, I'm thinking, why do people trash him and still go see it? If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. So my point is, I don't get. That's why I think that's why he's so successful, because you don't know if it's bad, if it's good, if it's in the middle. So you go to watch what they call the train wreck. You just go to watch it and to be able to have a conversation about it. Now it's like a parody now. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
satire.
probably. Yeah, yeah, I can see
It's like
that.
satire. It's not really like, oh my God, I'm going to watch this amazing, amazing film. And I don't think that's his initial um, what he initially wanted to do. I just think that it has evolved into his movies have evolved into satire. Think about it, he's on the Boondocks, he's on Daily, the Daily Show. Everybody's making fun about his film, and I really think he's really making his films as seriously as he can make them because they're shot extremely well. They're lit, they're beautiful, like their sound, everything looks great on it. I think it's just the writing, and I really feel that if he like had other people like brought on other writers and I'm talking about take off the Tyler Perry and had other writers to write a film and he just produced it or something like that, I really think it would be incredible. I really do because he has the vision.
I'm sure he's had that co-writers and stuff, but like I think he okay. Should Tyler Perry take a risky move and pour in some money and make an actual art house film that can actually be credible to get awards and stuff like
That's
that? Yeah,
mainstream.
take a risk,
That's
do an Oscar
mainstream.
film. You know what I mean? Be business partners with Oprah and do something, do a book or something like that. Make an adaptation, which I'm sure he has. He's a producer, so I'm sure he has producer credits and Color Purple or something like that. I'm sure he does. But like, yeah, I think he should. I think he should like go beyond his skill level and come up with a product that might be a little bit more, I don't know, captivating. But you, the one thing he does is if he's coming out with crappy films and he's got people talking about crappy films, his crappy films, and people are going to go see crappy stuff. It's just like M. Night Shyamalan. Like, you see the pitch, you see the trailer, you know there is going to be a hook, and people are still going to go see his little crappy horror films and know, like, oh, that was actually horrible. But we knew it was going to be horrible because M. Night, and I think that's the same thing going on with him. But you know what? We can't like what can I say about Tyler? Because he's almost a billionaire, so he's doing something right. And I don't like his product, but like my mom does. You know what I mean? You know, and I don't know if she like my stepmom. Like I don't know if she laughs at that stuff, but you know,
Yeah,
they think it's cute and it's harmless.
it's harmless.
And if you're a Baptist black woman in your house and you don't want a lot of cuss words and like the N word and all that kind of stuff, and you want to kind of, then you put his stuff on. It's safe stuff. You know,
Yeah,
it's like Lifetime products for black folks, like Lifetime, you know, channels.
yeah.
So good for
And
him.
I,
And he's
I agree.
putting money in people's pockets and employing people, and he's keeping Atlanta alive with the studio. So,
Yeah.
you know, props,
No,
props,
I
Medea.
agree with what you just said. I think he's helping a lot of people, but I also think evolution has to happen. If you're going to be a serious writer director, you just have to evolve. And what I mean by that is Spike Lee. I'm gonna bring him up. He was doing a lot of what we call black films or whatever, and then he did the film Inside Man. That was the first film that was outside of I think his bubble, and when he did that, he got a lot of critical acclaim. I'm not saying being accepted by Hollywood,
That was the
but
first time he got critically acclaimed. What are you talking about?
no,
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 do
no.
the right thing.
I'm talking about mainstream, like
Do the
the
right thing.
bigger perspective. That's the first film that people liked, and
Mm-hmm.
in my mind, I'm thinking all his other films were incredible, immaculate films. They really were, but this was the first film where he brought the center. The center wasn't around black struggle, the black life. What it was about, this heist that happened, at this bank, and it was incredible, and I loved it, and it evolved him. It to me it evolved his thinking of how to tell a story, and I just really feel if Tyler did that same kind of thing and just kind of went in a completely different direction, because I think he's a great director, I think he's an okay writer, but I think if he went into that, just did some polar opposite of what people would expect, and I think he will begin to grow into like, oh my God, I didn't realize I like this. This is really cool. Put the dress down, put all that stuff down, do something else.
Put
That's
the
going.
dress down.
No, I'm just not talking because as Medea. Stop. I'm talking as Medea. Put it down, put down those stereotypes, and try to go in a different direction and see how you evolve. That's what
Yeah,
I'm thinking. That's what I'm waiting on.
for sure. But then also you have to say, um, if it's making you money, stay in your lane. Because
But
it
okay, you
sometimes
said you
it's a
said that.
risk to stay. Obviously, he should take a risk, but he has done some risky stuff. You know what I mean? But like, you know, if if he knows that he's not going to make a return off of an investment on his product because that he's doing something that might be outside of his demographic, that's a risk. You know what I mean? So he's a business guy, so he knows that if he's going to build this product, he knows the exact amount of audience and demographic who's going to watch it, so he knows the return he's going to get back and how much to invest into his films. Therefore, him taking a risk at this stuff and owning studios, that can be a negative result to him. You know what I mean? So if he's just thinking like, I'm gonna stay in my lane, I'm gonna do my thing, that's fine. You know what I mean? It's almost like, do you remember like who used to make a lot of money doing this before Tyler was Master P? Remember Master P used to direct
all those movies? Yes,
and he was a billionaire. He stayed in his lane. He made movies that people can just buy on the street and those little rented DVDs and shit.
Look at growth. Look at growth, Robbie. Look what you just said. You said Master P. When last time Master P did a movie? And my point is,
I don't even know if that guy's alive.
No, he's alive. Stop it. My point is, there has to be growth. His spirit wants to grow, but the people won't allow him to grow because they are expecting the same kind of movie from him. The moment he steps outside and go into, that's why he acts, because he knows he gets to be someone other than that writer, that director, Medea. That's why he acts, because if you know, all the movies he's acted in are movies that are potentially, to me, they're movies that will put him in a mainstream, line of view, meaning that he can be someone other than that. He could be a psychologist. He could be a marriage counselor. Whatever. He get to be something completely different than what he's usually is doing. And that's my point. I think he's great. I think he's awesome. I want him to evolve and do like even like a sci-fi like picture or something like that. Would be awesome.
You know what I
perspective.
Yeah, I would. It'd be interesting for. And there's so many African. I mean, I hate. There's so many black products right now. There's black horror films, there's black sci-fi films coming out. There's some really good stuff, risky stuff that we've never seen before in the black community, which I'm loving right now. I would love if Tyler Perry ever hears this video, or him, Nobra. Tyler Perry, please make the movie, the biopic off of Alvin Ailey. That would be gold. Please, somebody do a movie about Alvin Ailey. That would be your lane. That would get you an Oscar. Like, do that. Like, that's what we need. We need something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna put that out there.
Alan, the dancer, correct?
The choreographer, yes. The biggest dance company of all time. That story, it would be absolutely remarkable. And I'm like, why hasn't anybody been talking about that? Tyler Perry should definitely pick that project up and be like, look, we're doing a biopic on Alvin Ailey. I'd be like, you never know.
Sold! You never know. He may have bought the rights. So we'll have to just wait.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody owns the rights to Alvin Ailey. His family and I think are probably not going to give all that stuff up. Trust me, I asked. I used to work with Hit and Battle, and I asked him about that. Like, and there's people in his family who are probably not going to give that up. Yeah, well, I would love to direct it. I mean, that would be such a great story. And we need like black stories, not like black slave movies. I'm so sick of those movies.
I
won't even watch them anymore. I will not watch anybody in a slave period anymore. I'm so sick of them. After, what was it, American Slave?
The 12 Years a Slave.
12 Years a Slave. When Girly Girl came down and threw that thing at her head, I left the theater. I was like, I'm done. I can't anymore. I can't see this.
The last slave movie I watched was Rosewood, and I was in college in 1995. I haven't watched any other slave movie because I've gotten it. I understand it.
We get it.
I moved on.
They're so uncomfortable to watch. Like, I remember the whole school took us to like go see Mississippi Burning. I was like, why are we seeing this right now? Like, I don't know why the school needs to see Mississippi Burning. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
it's weird stuff.
It's horrible.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm done with that. But Tyler Perry, hands down, good businessman. He created he has a brand that's like it's doing well. So you know what I mean? Like, do your thing. You know what I mean? If I do think that maybe one day he needs to go down the award and create something that could be critically acclaimed. But you know, that might not be his lane. He might be like, you know what? I'm just gonna do some basic bitch shit, and that's what it is.
Trust me, he wants to do something that's critically acclaimed. He wants to do something that's mainstream, that's for everybody. Trust me, he does. Anybody who's in business that think in their mind that they do not want to do that is a liar. I just think that he services his community, and I think that's wonderful. But sometimes it's good to service other communities as well. That's just my opinion. And he don't have to do it with all his movies, just maybe one or two, just to see the evolution of, you know, his brand and how he thinks and his writing style would be great if he did something mainstream. But that's
Yeah.
just. But anyway,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you about to say something else before we?
No, I was gonna say
Okay.
anything.
Okay. So anyway, that's the end of our show today. We covered a lot. We thank you guys so much for watching, and please like this video. Please subscribe to our channel. We really would appreciate it. And we have one question of the day. What's your favorite Tyler Perry movie? If you watched them, if you've seen them, just tell us in the comments. What do you think will be a movie that you really, really loved
Or
about?
what movie would you like to see Tyler Perry create? What
Oh,
type
that's
of
another
movie?
too.
Yeah.
You mean
Yeah.
like a remake?
Yeah, no,
Oh, just
biopic or
what type?
adaptation or whatever. You know what I
I
mean?
said sci-fi.
What would you like to see him do? Would you like to see him do a sci-fi film, a horror film? Like, what would you like to see Tyler Perry do?
Yeah, I said sci-fi because I would like to see his perspective. It may be fun and fun.
Medea in space.
Okay. No comment.